It has finished Altrincham 1, Boreham Wood 1 this afternoon in front of 1,645 at the J. Davidson Stadium. Altrincham's unbeaten record continues. Phil Parkinson, the Altrincham manager, joins us. Phil, very much a game of two halves. What's your overall assessment?
Thought first half we were superb. I don't think we've ever created that many chances against one of Luke's teams. They're notoriously a team who don't score lots and don't concede lots. They could have been 3 down at half time. We weren't clinical enough in front of goal. So we've got to do better with that. And listen, when you're playing against a team that are definitely going to be in around the playoffs, a team that are perennial playoff contenders, go deep into the FA Cup every year, well-managed team, they're going to get an opportunity in the game, and they took it. So our chances were one-on-ones with a keeper. They've had a pull-back and a goal. We've defended corner after corner, so all them question marks over can we defend a set piece, that's not where it's come from. But unfortunately we've been stung by a moment where we've not got a shape right. They've been able to play it wide and pull it back in the box, where we've had them pullbacks and not finished them. So really, I feel really conflicted with it, to be honest. I feel like over the course of what we're on game 4 now, we've dropped 6 points. And I'm not over-exaggerating with that. We should be top of the league, but we're not, because we're not there yet. I've got to keep reminding myself that it's a new team. It's 50% of our players are new to it, and because they're functioning so highly already and doing so well, it's frustrating and disappointing. We haven't took maximum points from every game.
We really exploited Boreham Wood in that first half. You must have been delighted with the way the players executed the game plan, and very unlike them, they made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but we forced that, didn't we? With our good play and the way we set up defensively, we forced them situations. So I'd say it was probably our good play. Yep, they would say they were a little bit sloppy at times, but Boreham Wood aren't a sloppy team. They get the basics right. That's what they do really well. You're probably looking at 2 contrasting styles there. Well, you definitely are. A team that probably would look like we at times we look like we throw caution to the wind. We don't. It's very structured what we're trying to do. And then you've got a team who are well drilled, well disciplined, don't take many risks, are hard to beat, got real good pragmatic footballers who know how to play the game, and they do what they're told as well. So it's not like, I don't see them deviating in terms of having too much freedom of speech, so to speak, in the changing room or on the pitch, and that's why they do well. They're very, very well drilled, but ultimately we should have put them to bed in the first half, and they know that, we know that, and they'll be delighted that they've got a point here, because any point on the road's great, but it's even a better point when you should be 3 down at half time.
Justin Amaluzor, really exciting player, and he was excellent this afternoon, and you gave him a different role to play because of the shape of the team, and he was superb.
He was, and that's why we did well, because we wanted to be more attacking. If you look at the York personnel who were involved, slightly different today. We're having Matty Coslow, Justin Amaluzor, Chris Con-Clark on the pitch, Regan Linney. Not many teams will have that many attacking minded players, because the negative is they don't always get the defensive duties right, but they're not far away, and they're getting better each game, each week with that. And we're always going to create chances. We have just got to be more clinical, particularly in these types of games. That was a brilliant opportunity, like Dagenham, like York, to take maximum points, and we're really disappointed we haven't.
In the second half, there was a real aerial bombardment, long throws, corners, crosses, and the 3 central defenders, James Jones, Jake Cooper and Sam Roscoe, really stood up to it very, very well.
They did, and the game went exactly how I thought it would. I didn't think we'd have that many chances, but I knew we'd dictate a lot of the play, particularly first half. And then they're very good at grinding you down and earning territory and all the dark arts of the game. And I'm not being negative with that, they're just really good at it, and the refs don't see things. And I wouldn't say they're breaking any laws or rules, they just work them to their advantage really well. They're a really experienced, well-drilled team, as I've said. So yeah, just disappointing that with the front lads on that we had, that we couldn't have finished the game off in, because it would have been, I don't see them coming back from 3, because they don't score lots of goals, but they're really hard to score against. So the game probably went perfectly for Luke. I'm sure he would have liked to win, but I don't think he'll be as disappointed as me today.
It's always a fascinating tactical battle between you and Luke Garrard.
Well, it's all the management team, isn't it? It's both management teams. It's not just me and Luke. Everyone works ever so hard behind the scenes to set the team up, with the coaching, the nutrition, the S&C, and then obviously you've got I'd like to think management from the side of the pitch comes into it as well. You see things, you need to adjust, and you need to. They changed a couple of times, and we adjusted accordingly. But we just couldn't get that foothold in the second half to get any flow. And we still created a couple of chances, not like we did in the first half, but we just didn't do well enough to get over the line in the second half.
It was a hot day and difficult for both teams. Do you think we tired a little bit in that second 45?
I do. I had a question mark over a couple of them. But again, that's one of the things that Boreham Wood are. They're super fit, they're super organised. And it's the first time I looked at a couple of ours thinking we didn't look as fit as the opposition. Not everyone, but a couple of players, and that is a finger I pointed at the players after the game. But like I said to you, we're a new group. We've had quite a lot of away travel. I know they've travelled today. So you look at York and you look at Woking in the same week. That takes a lot out, even though you've got a couple of days to recover and get things right. And maybe that did take its toll on a couple of them.
Yeah, certainly they've come here on the back of 2 home games against Halifax and Solihull Moors. We've been on the road pretty well all week, and it's got to have an effect.
It does, but we're seasoned in this division now, aren't we? We know what to expect. Them coach journeys don't feel like 4 hours anymore. It just feels like a coach journey, but it definitely does have an effect on your body, and fine margins do count. It's something we're big into, looking at where we can get marginal games and then 1%, and probably that's hurt us a little bit, even though they played Wednesday as well. So you're looking at it thinking, should we be a little bit stronger here? But they get the recovery right, they're fresh going into the Saturday, so they still get them recovery days. But ultimately, we're really disappointed we haven't took maximum points.
And we've got a week to prepare now for Chesterfield next Saturday, and that's ahead of the bank holiday weekend. 2 games in 3 days, which is always a challenge for everybody.
Yeah, we've got to get the players back in on Monday, make sure we get everybody going again, ensure that it is positive. As disappointed as I'm saying I feel, it's because I know how good the group is, and I know when, as I said to you, I look at it, I've been doing this job a long time now, and you know when you deserve something and you know when you don't. And there's very few times I think I could stand in front of you and say we haven't deserved something, but at the moment you're looking at it and you're thinking, looking at this group, looking at the chances we've created, we haven't give chance after chance away. I know we're a bit sloppy at York with the transitions, but apart from defending crosses and set pieces, they've opened us up once, I think, with a pullback and a goal, a good finish. I don't remember Ethan having many, if any, saves to make, apart from maybe a punch here and there, picking the ball up down the side of his net. Their keeper's made some key saves for them in the first half. And ultimately that's why he got voted Keeper of the Year, didn't he, last year in terms of Team of the Year, and because he's a top keeper. But we've got a top keeper as well, but he's not been tested as much as theirs, and that's the frustration. You
can really sense that the season has started well. There's a lot of excitement in this team, a lot of really good players. The new additions have bedded in well, and probably we can feel more positive 4 games in than we could before the season started. We can see that we can really compete against every team in this league.
I think that's the biggest thing we've all got to take from it. We've got to keep our feet firmly on the ground, because as you said, that weekend coming up, we could get absolutely nothing from that. Fylde are a very good team. I went to watch them pre-season against Salford. Chesterfield, listen, it's doing what it says on the tin, isn't it? They're beating everybody in the path at the moment. I know they've drawn today and they'll be really disappointed. That was at the last kick of the game. How many times have we been there? So we know we're going to have a really, really tough weekend, but we'll prepare as well as we can. And as you said, we're more than a match for anyone, but the testing thing for us will be that quick turnaround, because it's hard on the Tuesday with the size of the squad, the depth of the squad. But this group, it's really exciting, and as much as I'm saying it'd be difficult for us, I know they won't be looking forward to playing us either.
So that's the thoughts of Altrincham manager Phil Parkinson. We've got a week off now before Chesterfield visit us next Saturday. Kick-off 3 p.m. and then it's a trip to AFC Fylde on August bank holiday Monday.